Welcome to this video. My name is Silas and we're here for a short Yin practice. It's about 25 minutes and it's for a time when you just don't feel like doing anything and you just want to lay on the floor. So that's how we're going to get started. Straight on the back. We start in Bananasana. So you lay down in Shavasana first. Feet are at the outside of your mat, and you lift up the right foot and place the right ankle over the left ankle. Arms reach over your head. You grab the right wrist with your left hand and you start to pull yourself into the shape of a banana. Release any tension out of the legs, out of the hips and shoulders. Both hip points are pointing straight up to the sky. And take 3 deep conscious breaths in through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. Another one, deep in through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. Last deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then seal your lips again and return to breathing in and out through the nose, remaining with a deep breath. And see if you can redirect your focus into the right rib cage, letting the breath expand the ribs. Notice if you're gripping in your face, in your neck, in your legs, in your arms. And fully start to surrender. We hold each of these Yin poses for about 3 minutes. And it is an invitation for you to soften and surrender to the weight of your body, giving the muscles time to relax and open up. Stay connected to a deep and even breath. If you wonder what the noise in the background is, I'm filming this at the beach. Maybe also use the sounds of the ocean in the back to tune within, and tune into the soundtrack of nature, even if you're practicing this at home. Taking one more final deep breath in. Exhale, letting it go. And then slowly releasing the grip of your hands. Letting the hands come by your side. Come back into Shavasana, into your rebound pose. Come back to balance. Arms and legs are straight down the mat. And you're observing, how does one side feel different to the other? Maybe one side feels bigger than the other. Maybe you have a slight shift in blood flow. Letting the muscles and the tissue come back to balance. And then we're taking it over to the other side. So you lift the left leg up and you place the left ankle over the right. Arms go over your head. The right hand holds onto the left wrist. And you start pulling yourself into the banana shape over towards the right. Both hip points are pointing straight up to the ceiling. The neck is relaxed, so the head is in a comfortable position. And then consciously scan your body, head to toe, toe to head. If there's any tension in your legs, tension around the hips, tension around the arms. Now we're taking 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. One last breath, deepest breath you've taken all day. And exhale to soften. And letting yourself surrender, staying with the connection to the breath, redirecting the breath into the left rib cage. And making this practice also an internal one. Closing down through the eyes, observing the sounds around you, the sensations in your body, or the breath flowing in and out without effort, redirecting it deep into the tissue, into the lungs, into the left side. Continuously playing with the thought of how can I be heavier, how can I be more at ease, how can I soften more, how can I transform more weight into the ground. Take one final deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. And then release the grip of your hands and the feet. Let the hands come by your side, come back to a neutral position. Shavasana. Observing how it feels to come back to balance. Any change in temperature, any change in blood flow. And we're bending one knee at a time, bringing the feet together just below the hips, letting the knees fall out, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, letting the knees be heavy. You can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest, and observe how the breath flows into these areas. If you feel like stretching out the shoulders a little bit more and you enjoyed the hands over your head position, you can grab opposite elbows and let the elbows be heavy over your head. Breathing deeply, playing with the sensation of softening, letting the knees fall out to the side, and releasing to grip, starting to loosen not just the body but also the mind. Where are the areas in your body that you're holding tension? Ultimately asking yourself, what are the areas in your life where you're holding tension? And then consciously starting to soften, to lean into these areas. leaning into these areas of your body with compassion for what is. Playing with the sensation and the thought, how would this feel if it would be easy? We're here for 3 more deep breaths. Moving all the way into your belly, all the way into the outer hips. And then maybe use your hands to help the knees come back to center. And then hug the legs into the chest. Squeeze them in, give yourself a little hug. Maybe circle the knees, massaging the lower back. The next pose we're going to come into is figure 4. And you can also do that with a wall. So I give you a couple of options. The first option is we start by placing the left ankle over the right knee, and then the left hand gonna fiddle through that triangle, and the hands come together either behind the thigh or around the shin, and you're pulling the legs towards you, trying to round the tailbone down. That is one option. If you want something with a little bit less effort, you can start scooping close to a wall, and you're doing the same thing. Left ankle over the right knee, and then you don't need the hands. You can rest the hands back on your belly or your chest. You bring one foot, the right foot goes onto the wall, and you can decide how deep you want to take that stretch by bringing your bum closer to the wall. For me today, it's doing it without the wall. But you choose what is comfortable for you. But stay with the intention of letting this practice be a heavy one, a lazy one. How can you bring more ease to this practice? If you ask that question more and more times, you will find answers. Maybe you want to use a wall, maybe you change grip from around your shin back to around your thigh. Letting the shoulders be heavy, the neck is relaxed. For the last minute, bring your awareness back to the breath. Asking yourself, how deep can I breathe without effort? Take a final deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. And then also let go of the grip. Hug the knees back into the chest. Give yourself another squeeze. Letting the left outer hip recover. If you close the wall, it's a bit complicated, but you can straighten one leg, pulling the other knee into the chest. If you're close to the wall, you just bring one leg up the wall for seconds, just straighten it out. And then we're going to change side. Choose any variation that you did on the first side. The right ankle goes over the left knee, and then you're either grabbing behind your thigh, around your shin, or you're placing the right foot against the wall, letting the right knee drop outwards. And then also become aware of the differences in sides. Maybe the left side is a bit different than the right side, and it requires something different from you. My right outer hip is a lot tighter than the left from playing soccer for years. So for me, it's just holding behind the thigh. Looking for something that you can sustain. Something that lets you relax and really experience the sensation in an enjoyable way. You get distracted by birds or seagulls in my background. Just listen to their sounds. Or bring your awareness back to the sound of the ocean or the sensation of your breath. You choose. You choose what you want to distract your mind with. Here for one more minute. Where does the mind go when I'm not talking? I'm curious about what comes up when you sit in stillness. What thoughts come up, what sensation comes up, what urge comes up. Urge to do something, to move. Can you just observe it and come back to the pose? Come back to the breath. Maybe eventually you start observing your breath like you observe your thoughts. Take a final deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. And then let go of the pose, hugging both knees back into the chest. Giving yourself a little squeeze. And maybe straightening one leg at a time. If you're close to the wall, just place one leg up the wall, pull the opposite knee in the chest. And then swap sides. Bring both knees back into the chest. And then let the arms fall out in a T shape. And try to spin the palms of the hands down to the ground. And then let the knees fall over to the right side. Let them be heavy, keeping the left shoulder grounded. You can look straight up to the ceiling, or if you feel like it, you can move your gaze over towards your left hand. Internally rotating the hands opens up and flushes out the nerves that run out of our neck, through the shoulder, all the way into the fingertips. You might feel a sensation there. Your main focus is the spine, and how the spine is in this effortless twist. It's almost like a wet towel that you're wringing out by just letting your left shoulder be heavy and your legs be heavy. And try to consciously soften. Release any tension that you hold around the neck, in your arms, hips, legs, the face. Let this be a passive stretch. One more deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. The next inhale, you bring the knees back up to center and you just let them fall over to the left side. The right shoulder is heavy. Hands are internally rotated, palms of the hands are down on the ground. You're bringing your awareness back into the wet towel that is your spine, and that you're wringing out by letting your legs be heavy to one side and letting the right shoulder be heavy to the other side. Maybe the gaze wander over towards the right fingertips. But if it doesn't feel good in the neck, there's nothing to see there. Just keep the gaze pointing up towards the sky. Bring your awareness back to your breath and the depth of your breath. How deep are you breathing? Are you breathing just into your chest, or are you breathing all the way down into your belly button? Softening with every exhale. Take one final deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. Next inhale takes your knees back up to center. Squeeze them into the chest. Give yourself one final hug. Actually, we're going to do one final pose before going into Shavasana, and that is happy baby pose. So let the knees come out wide. You can either just hold onto the knees and stay here. You want to keep the tailbone grounded on the floor. So if the tailbone lifts off, if you go deeper now, you want to come back to this position. If you want to go deeper, you bring the soles of the feet up to the sky. The hands go through the inside of your thighs, holding onto the outside of the feet. And you're pulling the knees towards the armpit. And you want to work on trying to keep that tailbone on the ground. And if this requires work, you let go of the feet and you come back to just holding your knees, letting the knees fall out wide to the side. The Yin practice is all about softening and making it easy, living within your means, working within your means, the means of your body. Shoulders are grounded on the floor, the face is soft, the hips are relaxed, and the tailbone is heavy on the ground. And you can play with that visualization of breathing into your tailbone, breathing into your sacrum. Sacrum is the very bottom part of the spine. And visualize when you breathe in that the breath is traveling down the spine all the way into the sacrum, and on the exhale it's traveling back up the spine out of your mouth. Inhale, it's traveling back down the spine into the sacrum. Exhale, it travels back out and it leaves a sense of ease and softness behind. Inhale, the breath travels back down into the sacrum. And exhale, it travels back out. Play with that sensation for 3 more breaths. You arrive at the 3rd breath, you slowly let go of the feet. You hug the knees back into the chest. This is the final time. And then I give you 2 options. You can either do a normal Shavasana. If you're already close to the wall, you just bring the legs up the wall, arms by your side. Neck is soft. You can also bring one hand onto the stomach, one hand onto the chest. If you want to come into normal Shavasana, you just lay flat on the back, hands by your side, legs travel straight down the mat. And you return into the pose that we started with. Everything is on the ground. Noticing any slight changes that might have occurred. Changes in blood flow. Changes in the way your breath is feeling. Here in this final pose, try to transfer as much weight as possible into the ground. Feeling gravity, surrendering to gravity. I'm going to leave you guys here. You can stay as long as you want. leaving you with a thought to ponder on. How would this feel if it would be easy? How would this work if it would be easy? See you in the next video. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.